Hi guys, and welcome back. This is part 2 of my patterns and rhythm sessions. In our first session we looked at 3 different techniques for writing music and playing percussive music. The first technique was Ostinato Rhythms, which are short rhythms that repeat round and round and round. The second technique was to use the whistle for signals, which gives us an indication as to when we change from one section of a song to another section of a song, or when something like volume changes or speed or rhythm or whatever it is. And the third technique was call and response patterns like this. So today I'm going to give you a little bit of a shorter session. I'm going to teach you a very simple song, again one that I do with my Samba group at school, and then we're going to ask you to do something slightly different at the end of this lesson. So first things first, we're going to jump into our ostinato rhythms, and this song is called Coffee. So all of our rhythms are about drinking coffee. So for my first rhythm I'm going to be using my trusty box to play my bass drum part, or my surdo part. And for this song we are going to use the words I want coffee for our first part. I want coffee. And then the second part goes I want more coffee. You put it together, you go I want coffee, yes I want more coffee. I want coffee, yes I want more coffee. So for my second rhythm I'm back on my chocolate box, my trusty chocolate box with some coins taped on the top. I'm actually going to use 2 sticks, but you could use 2 hands. Our second rhythm, very similar to the first, it just decorates it a little bit more, so it's a little bit more busy with its rhythm. And instead of I want coffee, yes I want more coffee, this one goes I want another cup of coffee, yes I want another cup of coffee. I want another cup of coffee, yes I want another cup of coffee. Okay, for my third rhythm I'm going to use an old desk lamp that doesn't work anymore. I've actually taken the light bulb out of it, so there's no glass that's going to smash in there. One instrument that I didn't mention in the first video was the cowbell, or the go-go bell, which is something that is often used in Samba music, and it gives you a kind of a ding sort of sound. With this I can hit the top and it gives me more of a click, and then a ding if I hit the bottom, but you kind of get a high note and a low note, that kind of thing. What I'm going to do on this rhythm is double what I did with my cardboard box, the surdo rhythm. So I'm just going to go I want coffee, yes I want more coffee. But I'm going to do the first one as a high note, I, and then go low, want coffee. And then when it starts the second half, yes I do as 2 high ones, yes I want more coffee. So it's high, low, 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 high, high, low, 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 low. I want coffee, yes I want more coffee. High, low, 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 high, high, low, 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 low. So I want coffee, yes I want more coffee. I want coffee, yes I want more coffee. And for my last part I'm just going to go back to my shaker. Remember, if you haven't got anything that shakes, you can always just rub your hands together. Actually helps if your hands are dry. If you start to sweat you lose the sound a bit. But this is just chicka 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 chicka. And that's going to go all the way through. So let's put all those parts together. I'm going to count you in with a blast of 4 on my whistle. Here we go. Okay, so you notice with this one that all of the rhythms all started at the same time, whereas last week I introduced each rhythm one at a time so you could hear them clearly as they gradually built up. Now when you're writing your own ideas, you might like to do it where you introduce one idea, then the next idea, then the next idea, then the next idea, and so on, so that you can hear them clearly, and it's a lot easier to get one idea, one rhythm in your head in one go, rather than trying to think of all four and trying to do them all simultaneously if you've got different musicians with you. But anyway, last week we had the first section, which was our Ostinato Rhythms. Then I gave you the signal on the whistle, and we switched to call and response patterns. Now this week, to keep it really simple, all I'm going to do is use what I call my rule of 5. This means that we get section 1, section 2, section 1 again, section 2, and section 1 again. So it's just going section A, B, A, B, A. Now I'm not going to change the musical pattern between section A and section B. I'm not going to switch it from ostinato rhythms to call and response or change to a whole new set of rhythms. I'm going to keep the rhythms the same in each of my 5 sections. The only difference is going to be section 1 or section A is going to be loud, section 2 or section B is going to be quiet. Then when we repeat section 1 it gets loud again, repeat section 2 it gets quieter again, and the last section is loud again. So my rule of 5 for this song will go loud, quiet, loud. And I'll use the whistle to give you a signal each time we switch from one section to the next. If we're getting louder, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 and bring my hand up. If I'm getting quieter, I normally give a shush shine and go 1, 2, 3, 4, so that we get quieter gradually and then louder gradually. But let's try it and see what happens. Okay, we're going to try that one more time. I didn't warn you last time. At the very end, I don't just use a 1, 2, 3, 4 signal to call everybody off. The reason for that is sometimes when there's an audience there and you need the song to keep going a little bit longer because you've got to fill a little bit more time. If you're the half-time entertainment for a rugby game, for example, and they need a few more minutes, I then will use the 1, 2, 3, 4 signal, but I'll do this with my hand. Say, go round again, we're going to do that again. And then at the very end of this song, I actually give the I want another cup of coffee signal on the whistle to say that we're going to finish on that very last coffee. So you will hear, and on that cup of coffee, that's when it all comes off. So let's try that again. Alright, so now that you've learned two songs with me, the sweet song and the coffee song, you can start to see how really easy it is to get very simple rhythmic ideas and put them together in these patterns to build up a much more interesting and longer song. So we're going to challenge you this week to come up with your own words based around a theme that you can use to make your own rhythms. So the first song, Sweets, all of the rhythms were based on sweets. You had tutti frutti, tutti frutti, tutti frutti. You had cola cubes, cola cubes, cola cubes, cola cubes. Then you had Turkish delight, Turkish delight. So all of those, for the sweet song, all of the rhythms, all of the words for those rhythms were based around sweets. This week we've been looking at the coffee song, and as you've seen already, all of the rhythms are based around drinking coffee. So if I were you, I would pick a theme and then find words associated with that theme. So you might pick your favourite football team and the names of your favourite players. You might pick the Avengers and the names of your favourite superheroes or villains, or whatever it is. You can use absolutely anything. Here are a few little structured guide sheets that I've written out for my songs to show you the words that we use and the structure that we do the patterns in. So you'll need to decide whether or not you're going to build up your ostinato rhythms, give a signal, and then go into a call and response pattern, or you might want to do it the other way around. You might want to do a call and response pattern, then go into your ostinato rhythms, and then finish with a signal to say stop at the end. Or you could even use my rule of 5, where you have your two contrasting sections, whatever you've used, different rhythms, or call and response for one bit, or loud and quiet, or whatever it is, and just use section A, section B, section A, section B, section A. And that should give you a nice long structure, a good couple of minute song from just a few simple words. Alright, so that's it for this lesson. Next time we'll be showing you how to use a couple of different apps so that you can record your ideas very quickly on your phone and create this split screen video like I've been using in the last few lessons. But until then, enjoy yourselves. See you later.